Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Walking Dead series by The Verdict Sin. I'm your host, Nicole.
I'm Gary.
And today we're talking about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 18, entitled Find Me. If you did not listen to our instant cast from Sunday night, be sure to check that out. This is our immediate thoughts, real quick pod on that. And today we will be back to our regular formula of likes and dislikes. But we may go back to a different method next week. We'll just have to see how the episode goes and determine how we'll discuss the show. So, Gary, we watched a second time now. What are your overall thoughts?
I loved it. It was a little slow to start with, but we needed it. We needed to get into that storyline. We needed to know where the hell Daryl was the whole time. And I'm glad they gave it to us starting 5 years back, right?
Right.
Moving on. And he didn't find love until probably 3 years in.
Yep. Because at one point he told Carol, when it said 5 years ago, she said, how long are you going to be out here? It's already been 2 years. So
right.
He was 2 years in there, and then I think he met Leah a little bit after that. So
dedication.
Yeah. Which is funny because just last week, remember when... Who was he talking to? He was talking to Maggie, and you're like, oh, women change men. He was on the path looking for Rick, and now he just gave up looking for Connie. But no, he was really looking for Rick for a long ass time.
He was.
But it also talks to you about that, the need for closure. Like when you hear about people missing people, and especially like parents or just loved ones, when people go missing, it's sometimes probably harder than death. At least death, you know what happened. They died. If they're missing, you don't know where they are. Are they dead? Are they alive? Are they okay? Are they hurt? Are they scared? You just, there's no closure there. So I kind of now understand why he was looking for Rick for so long. Yeah, at the same time, I honestly didn't realize he was gone that long. Or at least I don't even remember that he was gone that long.
I think there's more to it. Yeah, I think he was looking for Rick the whole time because he needed closure. But I don't think he wanted to go back to camp because there were still so many bad memories.
Yeah. I mean, just like how Maggie left. And then, and even when Carol was saying that, like, well, Maggie took Herschel and dipped out. So I was like, oh, Maggie had Herschel. So I kind of want to go back to sort of season 9 because my memory sort of jog. I can't really remember exactly how... Like, how did Daryl leave? Did we see him leave? Did we notice that he was gone?
We noticed, yeah.
Okay. And then Maggie, I can't really recall. Like, how did she leave? Did we see her leave? Did we know? Same things, So I kind of want to go back to season 9 when Rick, pretty much when Rick got killed. Or, well, not killed. When Rick disappeared.
I don't think Maggie's hit as hard because it was more of a show announcement. They already prepared us that she was leaving. Mm-hmm. She didn't just leave or up on one episode say, you know what, I gotta go.
Right.
The show prepared us for a minute. Contract negotiations, all of this, blah, 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 blah. So it wasn't like we had a chance to actually have a feeling on it.
Yeah, and they do. I personally don't like hearing these background stories of what's going on. Michonne's coming back. Oh no, she isn't. This and that. It's like, can we just watch? I just want to watch. I don't want to be watching and anticipate. Every time when they announced Michonne was leaving, every episode I was like, okay, is this the episode she gonna leave? Is this the episode she gonna leave? It's like I couldn't even enjoy it. I'm waiting for her to leave because I knew she was happening. Same with Morgan. Going to fear. Just shut up. Just shut up. Y'all need the Disney contract. Don't say shit.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
Just let us turn on fear and oh, there's Morgan.
There goes Morgan. He must not be on Walking Dead no more. So, yeah. All right. So, my first like is that Daryl does not fuck with Carol anymore. And I love it. I love it. From the moment she came and got on his motorcycle, I could tell now that he didn't want to fuck with her. All the things that used to be funny or that he loved about Carol, and this happens in relationships. It's the things you love about the person in the beginning of the relationship could be the very thing that you hate about the person. Gary has this look. That's fucked up. No, but it's true. It's the things that you loved about a person, could be the things that you hate about them in the end.
Yeah.
I felt that when she was like talking, or when he's like, don't talk, da da da, and then she's talking, he's like, oh, see, you're already doing it, you're already getting on my nerves. And I just thought it was funny because like that's just like a long relationship. Like if you get with a comedian, then you probably find him funny at first, and then afterwards you're like, shut the fuck up, stop with your jokes, no one wants to hear that shit.
Not
so,
all
like,
the time.
Yeah, not all the time. Like, chill.
Right.
So yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, the trust is gone. It's obvious. Carol has made too many promises, and she's the person responsible for it, which I am glad he said. Connie, that's on you.
Right.
No holding back 2021.
Yep. All right, next, like, and I just already said it, but that was that we found out Maggie took Herschel, and I think we might have known that, but like I said, it's just been so long, it was just a good recap. But that also, I really like to know that Daryl was looking for Rick all this time. Although part of me is like, was he looking, like, what was his mile radius? Because he kept running back into Leah, and I'm like, what is your search radius? Is
right.
it like a 5 mile search radius, or
I think it was.
You just staying in the woods right here?
I think it was a small radius because he had the camp set up in the same spot for at least 3 to 4 of those years.
Yeah. So he was not going on a search and rescue. He was going on a search. Let me find him. I just want to find him to say I found him and get closure.
Yeah.
And that's why he was looking in such a small area.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense. To me also, if you're looking in such a small area for so long and you're not finding them, that to me is as a sign of life, that maybe they are alive. Possibly.
I think that's what he was hoping for.
Yeah. Daryl and Leah mean flirting with each other. Like, I guess he gave her some fish and she threw it at him. Was like, I don't want this shit. And
well, he threw it at her first.
Okay.
He threw it at the door.
Okay. He like, leave me alone. I won't come back. Good. I'll never see you again. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then he turns around and she turns around and why you still here? I'm like, this is some weird ass, mean ass flirting. Like, y'all being mean to each other, but you're flirting. So, but I liked it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like they've been in a relationship for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, like, here, eat you old hat. Just
Right.
throw the fish on the
Right.
Throw the fish on her step. She throw the fish back. I don't want to eat.
Well, it's because it's like he met her and then, she let him go. And then I feel like the next jump was 10 months or, I don't know, 6 months or something. And then she sees him again. And then it jumps again like another 8 months. I'm like, were they only seeing each other like these 3 times?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we didn't see all the times that they seen each other. They had a feeling or they knew where each other was the whole time. So I'm pretty sure that he was checking in. She may not have known. I think they was only showing us the parts that they knew about, that they seen each other. But when that one thing happened and she was in the woods to save him,
Yeah.
she was there.
Yeah, she was.
She probably went to go creep on him, see what he was doing, and bow, everything jumped off, and she was there to protect him.
Yeah, because he was like, stay out my camp. And I'm like, well, how big is your camp space? Because like y'all still keep running into each other.
So I don't think it was a coincidence. I think they've always been or always kept that eye out on each other. But these are the times they actually, I guess, interacted.
Right. Daryl telling Carol she never knows when to stop. That was at the end when he was like, yo, Connie's on you. Just don't know when to stop. Once again, we've kind of already talked about it, but I really like that he said was on his mind. Like, I feel like him and Carol have been close for so long, and him kind of just, usually he forgives her, she fucks up, he forgives her again, and this time he was just like, you don't know when to stop.
And the thing is, she's trying to force it. She's trying to, like, she invited herself. Mm-hmm. He didn't want her out there. Sometimes you want to go out and be alone. And you never know. That could be the reason he went out there, was to kind of see if Rick was out there, to see if Leah was out there, to see if Connie was out there. He's on a mission. So sometimes you want to do it by yourself. You don't want nobody talking to you the whole time in your ear. No. So she forced herself on him. And I can understand how he could be upset by that.
Right. And all the times that she kind of came and visited him. Like, I feel like she thought she was doing him favors by coming and bringing him food, but it's like he wanted to be left alone. And it reminds me when she lived in that little house outside of the kingdom. Remember, every time people kept coming and bothering her, and she was just like, I just want to be left alone. You've been through this, Carol. You know what it feels like to just need just peace, quiet, alone time, to whatever mourn, to whatever it is that you're doing.
That could be the reason she kept coming out there, because she knows how I feel, and she know how good it felt. Although she was saying leave me alone, she probably know how good it felt for someone to check on her,
to see that someone cared. Yeah, that could be. All right, now to the dislikes. Why was there a walker in Leah's home? You know, if she lived there, when Daryl first gets there back with Dog, there's a walker there, and he kills the walker, and then behind him Leah pops up out of a room, and I'm like, wait, was the walker just chilling in your living room while you were in the room? Like, I didn't get that. And then later on, it shows her scoop him out and like pull him out while Daryl's tied up. But I'm like, what was the walker doing there in the first place, inside the house?
That was a weird part. It wasn't like it was multiple walkers and she couldn't protect herself.
There was one outside, but only one inside. And it's like,
right.
How did it get in there?
And is that the reason Dog went to get help? Or did Dog just run off and
I feel like Dog just runs off whenever he feels like it.
Because it seems like she was in trouble. Dog ran off. He found help. Daryl came back, killed the one little small walker.
Well, if that's the case, because then he was like, Daryl's like, I was just here to help. And she's like, who needs help? I'm the one, you're the one tied up, and I'm the one with the gun. So who needs help?
Right.
So I just didn't really, I'm like, what was that about? Like, why was there a walker there?
Yeah, that part wasn't needed.
Yeah. Maybe
they could have had them meet another way.
They could have did that whole scene, but just without a walker inside her living room. Or at least the walker could have been banging on the front door. I don't know, but none of it makes sense because Leah's a survivor. So I only saw 2 walkers, one outside and one inside. So even if there were 2, they're at your house. Hurry up and kill them before more come. You wouldn't hide in the bedroom.
Well, that was a season 1 walker.
What you mean?
The one that opened the door.
Opened the door.
Turned the doorknob.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are scariest walkers.
Those are scary walkers.
When the walker opens up your door, it's time to run to your bedroom. He can't open that door.
Yeah. Depends on what kind of doorknob you got. Yeah, if that walker coming in, man, that'd be hella scary. That's a super scary walker. If it's opening doors.
That's a fear walker.
Didn't the dinosaur on Jurassic Park open the door? When you said opening the door, I just saw like the T-Rex. Was it a T-Rex? It was one of those dinosaurs, and I swear you see the claw open the door now. That's classic. Because I remember that was so scary. Like he opening doors. How did all the walkers suddenly appear in the middle of the woods and Leah just so happened to be there too? Mainly my thing is why all the walkers, like Daryl turns around, he's like, he does hear like, a little crisp, like a little, tree branch or something. But at that point, there's like 10, how do the walkers how they sneak up on you?
Well, that scene sort of made sense because we know walkers travel in herds and that could have just been the time that a herd was coming through. So that wasn't so much off as a walker going inside her house. But I don't understand why he didn't. You're right. I don't understand why he didn't hear them coming since there was like 20 of them. Way
before that. Like if they're walking, it's not like they're tiptoeing in the woods. So even if they were a herd coming, you would have heard them. You would have heard the herd way back because they would have been making a lot of noise. They would have been bumping into shit, da da da. And that's another thing. You never see walker trip. Like, how many times are you walking and you trip over a branch? I never see a walker accidentally trip over a branch. Like, it don't make no sense. And then Leah just happening to be there. It's like, what the heck? And that's when Daryl was like, don't come back to my campsite or whatever. But I just didn't really. I'm like, come on, y'all.
Well, that's why I said I think they were spying on each other before.
Mm-hmm. She's checking him out, trying to see what kind of guy he is. And then he's like, hey, this is a woman living alone. Let me give her some food.
Well, he gave her the food after he fussed at her.
Oh, okay.
After he said, leave me alone, don't come around here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, I guess that was the peace or breaking bread.
Offering, yeah.
Peace offering, yeah.
All right, so I was so wrong not last week, on Sunday. Remember, I was like, I think that it was a newborn baby, da-da-da. So,
I told you were wrong. Man, you can obviously see there was a grown-ass kid in that picture.
Like, I don't know. I think I was half watching or something. Because this time, I saw the picture, and that was the glass that was broken when Daryl came back because she took the picture out of the frame. But I still got to call a little bit of bullshit to her story. Because she said She said goodbye to her son the same day that Dog was born. And she was saying Dog's mama was pregnant. They were chilling. Next thing you know, it was blood everywhere. Walkers had came, da-da-da. So then, did you take your son and a newborn dog? I mean, something was newborn. It might not be the son. But did she run off with a newborn dog at that? And then not only that, did Dog's mom only have one little puppy? Or did it have like a whole litter of puppies and she just was only able to grab one?
Oh, you getting too technical now.
No, I just like, because one moment the mama's pregnant. She's saying that the dog's mom is pregnant. I don't know.
Oh, now you nitpicking now.
I was like, okay, so dog's mom was pregnant when all this was going on. And then, I don't know, like, did you carry the dog back?
Did she have to choose?
Yeah, that's how the son got bit. She was fooling around giving birth to this dog. And then,
wow.
I don't know. But that was a sad story, and I'm glad I got to understand it a little more because Sunday, clearly, I was confused.
Did you understand it?
I did understand it, but I'm still calling bullshit because maybe the baby wasn't newborn, but the dog sounds like it was.
It was.
So.
But do we know if the dog was born right before the son was bit, or was the son bit and the dog just had to be born that day later on?
At one point, she mentions the dog's mom was pregnant. And then she also says the son died the same day the dog was born. Unless she's implying the dog came with him, like the pregnant dog came with him.
Most likely.
And then by the time the son died, maybe 2-3 days later, that's when Dog was born. But then it's like, well, what happened to Dog's mama and his brothers and sisters? Because the mom didn't just pop out one dog. That doesn't happen.
It's possible.
No, that dog don't just pop out one dog. A dog has multiple dogs.
I can't confirm or deny that, so I'm leaving it alone.
I'm not a dog expert, but I never heard of a dog just giving birth to one dog. It just don't happen. All right. Leah was being very, very selfish. I mean, we kind of touched on this Sunday, but I will say, watching it again, her being mad, like she's like, you're off going looking for your dead brother. I'm like, have some compassion, show some empathy. Like, your dead brother? Who says that? I'm like, you selfish ass bitch. She's like, you looking for your dead brother or your past family that you ran away from. Like, so you're toxic, Leah. Like,
she is toxic.
She's hella toxic. Like, you know how they always say in those relationships, you're in a toxic relationship if you're like, person doesn't want you to see your family and friends, cutting you off from them.
Yeah. Like,
that's just the beginning signs of an abusive relationship. I'm not even joking. That's Leah. Like, when she was saying that, I was like, what next? You don't want him to look for his brother? He said he's going to be gone for 3 days. Calm down. And then you don't want him to go see his family? Why?
That is crazy. And you know what? That is toxic. I didn't notice that at the time.
Mm-hmm. Giving him the silent treatment. She was gaslighting him, like trying to make him feel bad for going to look for his quote unquote dead brother. Now, what if he would have turned the tables and like, you're dead, son? Like, you wouldn't say that. It's fucked up thing to say. But she called Rick his dead brother. She did. It was just insensitive. It was trashy. And Leah, I thought I liked you, but after watching again, no. You're not good in my book.
So you cut her off just like that? Just like
that. I mean, she cut Daryl off just like that. She was gone. And that's why when Carol was like, do you think she just left? And Daryl's like, nah, she wouldn't do that. That's exactly what she did. Now that I realize she never came back there. Because the picture, that's why she took the picture. Like, whatever you do when you abandon a dog, that's what she is. The internet should hate her right now. Seriously, I was like, wait a minute. Now I think about it. She took that picture, but left the dog.
Just abandoned the dog.
So yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, the dog was running off all the time anyway. So,
well, I'm at to disagree with you. You can't just take a dog with you. If the dog don't want to come, the dog's not coming.
Somehow she took a newborn dog.
It's a newborn dog.
She took a newborn dog and her son.
She could wrap the newborn dog and carry the newborn dog out, but a grown dog, that was Daryl's dog.
Well, what if it turns out she ended up taking the pregnant dog? She might have took the pregnant mama. We don't know. She never said who birthed the dog.
Did I birth itself? What are you talking about? Who birthed the dog?
who was there to support it during its birthing process.
Look at you trying to turn a rural against Leah.
I'm not. I'm just
Go bring up the dog. You can't bring up pets. Pet abandonment.
Yeah, I mean, when I watched it a second time, I realized it was pretty fucked up. So that's all I got for my dislikes. All right, well, let's get into some listener letters. You guys, if you would like to be part of the podcast, we would love to hear from you. dead@theverdictsin.com or on Twitter @theverdictsin or facebook.com/verdictsin. And today we have an email from Mike. Mike, it is so good to hear from you. It's been a while.
Hey, Mike.
All right, he wrote, Dear Gary Nicole, damn, it's good to hear y'all covering The Walking Dead again. I wasn't sure if you would keep the podcast going because even as hardcore Dead fans have to admit the show is beginning a little stale.
Yeah.
The hiatus sure didn't help. I may be alone feeling this way, but I have a hard time remembering what was even going on when we last saw these characters. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Mike, to cut you right here, yeah, that's what I meant to go back, but I'm like, where do I go back to? Do I need to go back and watch all of season 9? But I didn't have time to do that between Sunday and today. But that's why I'm like, I can't even really remember what happened with Daryl and, all these stories. So, yeah, maybe I should have probably put on a YouTube video of a recap of season 9 and season 10 or something this first half because it was hard to remember. I want to touch on last week's episode because I didn't write in. I don't mean to get controversial or political. Oh no, this is good. We like controversial and political. Nah. But I think this Reaper dude is the most realistic Walking Dead villain yet. If the zombie apocalypse were to really happen, what's the one type of villain that there would be an abundance of? A bunch of unfuckable white dudes obsessed with survival tactics that have been keeping their bunker stocked since Y2K. Ooh. That's the real threat we'd be facing. So the Bushman, in my opinion, is the scariest villain yet. This is the same type of dude that we would see storming the White House or some shit. Mike is here to speak facts and nothing but.
Straight facts.
Straight facts. Because honestly, in the back of my mind, I did think that too. When I saw him, I was like, ooh, those are the guys that might live about 20 miles from here. Somewhere, in some parts of Georgia, you don't stop for gas. So I honestly did think that in the back of my mind, but maybe I just was a little too scared to say it. But yeah, it definitely makes sense.
You were scared one of them might find you?
Yeah. Let me be careful. They heard the pod. Now they're going to look for me. They be doing that. People are crazy. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. These are the scariest people right now in the world, right? The people that are trying to be some, I don't know, whatever they're trying to be. They're really trying to be a vigilante, or they're trying to think they're being a quote unquote patriot or whatever. So yeah, those are the people that want to pull out their gear that's been sitting there in their, in their little man cave for a while.
Man cave. Blow the dust off of it.
Yeah, put the dust off of it. He got his little, what he got? What he throw that he unplugged or whatever? Was that a grenade?
His grenade, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, man, I've been wanting to use these my whole life. And if that means ending my life, I'm going to use, he had all the gadgets. So, yeah, makes sense. All right, he continues. This week's episode wasn't all that great, but damn, it's good to know my man Daryl finally got some ass in the apocalypse. Dude has been on the longest dry spell in history. Good for you, Daryl. Yeah.
He wasn't really on a dry spell, though.
Well, thinking about it, Eugene, if we run across the list of people who haven't got any since we at least seen, Eugene has not either. Since ever. Because he used to just watch Abraham or Rosita. Yeah,
there's a lot of people who got to the list. But you know what? The one person that should be on the list, that's not on the list, is Pastor Gabriel.
Well, we don't know if him and Rosita, yes, they're in a relationship, but we don't know, how far that relationship is going.
We know.
So.
We know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who got to that list. But, Daryl, he got his and he kept it secretive.
Yeah, he definitely didn't kiss and tell.
He didn't tell nobody. Yo, Rick would be so proud of him.
Yeah, he would. All right, he continues. I'm getting tired of Carol and her bullshit. I'm also bummed that our mystery masked man didn't turn out to be Struggle Braids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That was a missed opportunity on The Walking Dead's part.
It was a missed opportunity. I hope Struggle Braids don't think he's too good to come back.
Nah. If Maggie can come back, then he can come back. Because that had to be humbling for her to come back.
It had to be.
That had to be really humbling.
But Struggle Braids, he became Jack Bauer.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good opportunity. That's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I don't mind him leaving. But he was a smaller role versus Maggie. And then I guess we just know Maggie left because of we knew all the drama behind the scenes. Yeah. Y'all ain't paying me enough. Fuck it, I'm out of here. And then 10 months later, okay, I'm back. Fuck it. Pay me what y'all gonna pay me. That's the vibe I got. That's the vibe. Every time I see her, I'm embarrassed for her. But I'm like, okay, Maggie, we all gotta do what we all gotta do.
You're silly.
How many times we wanted to say F this job and came back the next day? Shit, we gotta do it. So
I remember one job I quit every day. Every day.
In your head, or you told them?
Huh?
You were telling them out loud that you was quitting?
Nah.
You just quit in your head.
No, I ain't stupid.
You was like, I ain't coming back tomorrow.
That's what I thought. Then that morning, alarm went off. I'm like, fuck.
Let me just go on in
Let me just go on in here.
During quarantine, I started playing Call of Duty Warzone under the name Struggle Braids, just trying to keep the legend alive. Love it. Absolutely love it. Anyways, it's great to have the show back. Hope you're all staying happy and healthy. Your fan, Mike. Oh, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Really good to hear from you.
It is.
And we hope the same for you. We hope the same for everyone out there. It's been such a crazy year. So hopefully everyone is safe, healthy, and as happy as one can be during these times. All right. So we have an email today from Chantel.
Hey, Chantel.
Her subject line is, "That's Connie's man. Stay gone, girl." So she ain't feeling Leah either. And actually, feeling, she probably gonna back me up on everything I said, but let's just see. All right, yep. So she says there's some light at the end of this COVID tunnel. I know. So hopefully soon. All right. I don't know what to say about this episode. I didn't love it, but I definitely didn't hate it as some people did. I have a feeling that they did this particular capsule episode to give us a taste of what the Daryl and Carol spinoff will look like. Something big is going to happen in order for them to get back to where they were relationship-wise for a spinoff about the two of them to be enjoyable. They've been through a lot, and it's clear that Daryl doesn't trust her anymore, at least not as much as he used to. Ooh, child.
The love is gone. Daryl doesn't trust her at all. It's not as much. It's no trust, period. It's not there. And I feel him.
I feel him too.
I mean, after someone make you promises, look you in your face and lie to you, and still run off and do some crazy shit. No, you can't trust that person.
Yeah, and that person said it.
Yeah.
Like, how many times are we supposed to, friends, we shouldn't be having the same conversation over and over and over.
And Daryl knows if it comes down to it, well, between Carol and himself, Carol's going to pick Carol.
Oh, yeah.
Carol's not going to do what's the best thing for, although Carol think it's the best thing for the team, apparently, but it's not. So he can't trust her to do what's right. And you see Daryl try to protect everyone.
Right.
He's like, let him go. Live to fight another day.
Now, I did think the same thing about as far as their show, because when they were getting back and forth with each other, I'm like, wait, aren't they supposed to have a spinoff show? Maybe I'm tripping. But now that you mention it, I'm like, yeah, they are. So I do wonder how they're going to get them back on track.
That's going to be the best spinoff ever.
Man, I'm not going to be watching them fussing all the damn time. Over and over and over. And then with him having a spinoff show, it kind of makes me sad, because that means he's not going to end up with Toxic Leah or Sweet Connie either, if he's on the road with Carol.
Well, I mean, we don't know that for sure.
Yeah. All right, so she says, here are my very random thoughts. No, this is going to be good, I'm sure. Okay, let's go. It is interesting that Daryl narrated this week's opening and the episode was focused on him. Why did they have Lydia narrate last week? Did we even see her in that episode? No, we didn't. But yeah, I did notice that he narrated this week. It was almost like they were saying, we know you guys are confused. Let me tidy up a little bit for you guys. Because when he was like, Maggie has a secret, but she doesn't want to say who. And I'm like, oh, so you do know, or whatever he said in the cold opening. So I was like, oh, is he trying to freshen us up on it? But then at the same time, his cold opening really had nothing to do with this episode. But I don't know how else he would have opened, but yeah. Did you notice that he did the opening talking or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Liddy did it last week. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just trying something, but it's like a little too late at this point. I don't know. It is obvious that Daryl and Carol aren't the same. Carol clearly feels as if she's trying so hard to get in good with him again. There were moments when he let his mask slip, and their relationship seemed almost easy. But there's a tension there, and it makes me sad.
Well, they are family. They're really family.
Yeah.
So it's going to come naturally, the relationship. It's always going to be easy. But, I mean, everybody know how it is not to mess with one of their family members.
Right. And they've gone through so much. I mean, just the prison. I mean, so much. Even I'm trying to think back when she was married to that guy. I want to say Ed or something. Didn't one of them beat him up on her behalf? Like, was it Rick or was it Daryl or who was it?
It was
that's like season
was
1.
Was it Shane?
Oh, now damn, I forgot about Shane. Yeah, it was probably Shane.
Yeah, I think it was Shane.
That seems like the person who would have whipped ass back in season 1. Yeah. Okay. Okay, she goes, not gonna lie, I was excited when I realized that we might get a dog origin story. And I'm not even a pet person per se. Yeah, apparently dog, Leah gave birth to him or helped birth him. I don't know. We don't know. But I did like seeing dog, like baby dog, little dog, when he first found Daryl. Yeah. That was a little dog. Daryl explained that he lost his brother in an accident. I can't. He is part of the reason Rick died. Rick wouldn't have been out there if Daryl hadn't taken him out of the way so Maggie could kill Negan. That is clearly eating him up. I think he would have gone looking anyway, but not for as long as he did had he not had the guilt driving him, in my opinion.
Wow. I didn't think about that.
I don't even remember that. Chantel, you have such a good memory. Or have you been watching these seasons during the break? Because, like, her saying it's ringing a bell somewhat.
Chantel, she's cheating. She's rewatching.
Yeah, Chantel's definitely rewatching because I'm like, is that what happened? Like, I just remember there was a plan, there was a bridge, there was an explosion, Rick was gone. Trash person got him. Like, that's what my memory has.
It wasn't the trash people.
Yeah, the trash lady found him, remember? And she's like, I got an A, and the helicopter came.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's
You're
like,
right.
You gotta rewatch. We really need to go back to, like, season 9. But the sad thing is, kind of going back with Mike says, the thought of rewatching it does not sound, like, it doesn't even sound exciting. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, it's not appealing at all.
Yeah, I'd rather go on YouTube and try to find, like, a recap of season 9. A 10, 15-minute recap.
Yeah.
All right. She goes on to old girl. Did you guys expect her to have a baby bump when she stood up after the implied intimacy in the 10 months later screen card? Am I the only one? What if she is pregnant and left?
That's probably why she was tripping.
Oh, now that's fucked up. If she left, then Daryl is going to find out he has like a 3-year-old somewhere. That's sick.
But,
I mean, she's toxic, so I wouldn't put it past her.
I mean, that could be the reason why she was tripping. Why she was saying it's time to choose. It's time to choose me.
Then you say that. I know she's going to be like, I didn't want you to choose me because of the baby. But
yeah, because that would have been selfish. Well,
it was selfish of her to say something.
We would have been calling her selfish regardless of what she did.
I don't know.
If she would have told him, hey, we're pregnant, it's time for you to stop looking for your dead brother. We were like, damn, that's kind of cold.
It was the fact that she was dead
I
brother.
I don't want you going back to your family no more. we're pregnant.
Damn.
We've been saying, damn, she's so selfish. So it doesn't matter what she would have done in that moment, she would have been selfish. Unless she is kidnapped.
What, and took the picture?
Yeah.
Wait, before you take me, let me grab my picture.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she left.
Although at the same time, why was that picture's like frame broken? Like she couldn't take the picture out of the back. She had to break the frame.
Well, remember she broke it.
She had already broke the picture frame?
She broke it on his birthday or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, remember she was picking up the glass when she was telling Daryl the story.
So then they was trifling. That frame had been there all that time, just on the ground, broken in the living room. It just don't make no sense. That was like right when Daryl walked in the house. It looked like, that's what my first thought was. Oh my gosh, someone attacked the house because I saw the broken picture frame.
Maybe she cleaned it up and she threw it down again on her way out.
That don't make no sense. Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah, no, Chantel, that's a good one because I was not even thinking about her being pregnant, but it sort of makes sense. Does it mean that I take back any of the selfish things I said about her being selfish? No, because it's the apocalypse, and even in the real world, sometimes you have to have tough conversations, and especially when anytime someone's leaving, they need to know all the facts. Even if he was like, hey, I'm just going to my mom's for the day. Like, it's the apocalypse. Let me let you know I know his mom's not here, but like, whatever. He said he was going to be gone for a couple of days. Let me tell you that I'm pregnant. I just want to let you know that, because if we get separated, anything can happen in any moment's notice. I want you to know. You can't be like, okay, I'll tell him when he gets back. He might not be back. You know that.
But maybe it was just her emotions messing with her. She's like, I'll show him.
I'll have this baby on my own.
Or she didn't think he would choose her.
With the baby?
No. I'm saying that after the conversation, he still left. It's not like after the conversation, he said, you know what? I choose you. Although he did choose her.
He did choose her. He came running back. Because remember, I think after he talked to Carol, no, he was already packing his shit. When he, like, packing his shit, I think, to officially move in with her.
And remember when Carol was talking to him, he was like, yeah. Okay, all right.
You gonna live your life, I'll live mine.
Right. Now, you don't have to come back no more.
Yeah. I'll see you at Christmas. I'll see you at Thanksgiving. We'll see each other at holidays and birthdays. All right, so she also wrote, P.S. I wasn't happily expecting that. She's talking about the pregnancy. Either because Connie, and also because we haven't seen a child, so that means dead baby. Oh my gosh, Chantel, you went pretty dark. No, I thought, she could have the baby. She could have the baby off somewhere. The baby could be 3 or 4. I don't know how many more years has passed. It's pretty fucked up, though. She had a baby and didn't tell him. All right. She continues. Why did old girl offer an ultimatum? Right. Like, choose me or else. Like, that's why she had to leave. She had to save face. She's like, oh shit, I done put demands on him. I got no choice but to dip out of here.
She embarrassed herself.
Yeah, she embarrassed herself.
Let her crazy out too soon.
Why did Daryl have to choose?
But women don't care about letting it crazy out. So women don't get embarrassed by their crazy.
Women get embarrassed by their crazy.
Yeah, y'all don't get embarrassed by your crazy. Yeah, do some crazy stuff and just do what Carol did. Come up like nothing happened. Yeah. Hey, you about to go to the store? I'm rolling with you.
Like, oh hey, how you doing? Like, you were just cussing me out. Yeah, was I? Nah, I was last week. We're all good. Everything's all good. Yeah, really, that's what she should have did. Like, you don't get embarrassed. You should. So something tells me that, I don't know, she's crazy. She walked off. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know. But let me finish what she's saying here. I'm sure that if he had taken her to Alexandria, even though Michonne was on that Alexandria first kick, she would have been accepted as Daryl's lady friend. Worst case, they could have gone to Hilltop or Kingdom, or she could have gone along to help look for Rick. It made no sense. In fact, she makes no sense. Yeah, you're right.
Wow, she's right.
But that whole Michonne like on the Alexandria first, sorry, Garrett, for a second, I think that's for perfect strangers. If Daryl's coming here and saying, like, this is my girl, I'm with her, it's not the same as when Luke and them popped up and little Judith was like, hey, I met these people on the road. Can they come live here? To me, those are two different things. So I don't think Michonne would have been able to say, no, she can't come in.
Yeah, she's right. This story doesn't fit. This is Daryl's first time mentioning it. And when he went back to the house, it was like he was shocked he remembered it. Yeah. It's like, this is his first time hearing the story.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, wait, how did he was that close and didn't go back over there?
Wait a minute, I love somebody here.
And then he tried to play it off. I told you everything. So you told Carol everything, and you guys never have talked about it throughout this time?
No, I think he was talking about just then. Like, I just told you everything. there's nothing else to tell you.
Oh, I thought it was in like...
While we were watching it, he was actually telling Carol the story.
Oh.
So Carol still had questions after that, and he said, I told you everything.
Okay, I took it a different way. I took it like...
I told you what I found out. She told you just now.
They just gave me this scene, and I was like, okay, this is where y'all going? No, I thought he had told her ahead of time, because she's like, you didn't tell me everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? How do you know, Carol? Like, stop pushing. How do you know he didn't tell you everything? So, anywho. All right, she continues. Which brings me to Connie. What is going to happen when Connie comes back? Will she and Daryl get together? I think that when they only implied that Daryl and Leah, see, I used her name this time, were intimate. Yes, you've been calling her old girl from the start. I think the first time we get to see Daryl be truly intimate with someone, it'll be Connie. So when they are officially together and Leah comes back, what is going to happen? Leah has to come back. Otherwise, what was the point of this?
It could be bridging the story. Leah could be with the other community. Could be with the community that Eugene went out to find. Leah could have been the person on the other end of the, what do you call those little things? Those
the radio or whatever.
The radio, it has a name, but
yeah.
She could have been the person on the other end of that.
If Eugene comes back with Leah as his new girlfriend and then shows up and Daryl's like, because has Daryl and Eugene ever really even talked to each other? So now Daryl will be like looking at Eugene like, I hate you. We got to fight for her. I don't know. They haven't given us any relationship drama except for the Abraham, Rosita, Sasha thing. And that was years ago. And I was like just all for it back then.
So you ready for another one?
Yeah, I'm ready for like a love triangle. Definitely. Yeah.
I don't think there should be love triangles in the zombie apocalypse.
Why? There's limited people.
You know how, what's that show called that came out, like Big Love or...
Oh, yeah, Big Love. Yeah. On HBO when he had all those wives.
Had all those wives and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this would be the perfect time for all that right there.
Yeah, Daryl can't pull that. Eugene, I feel like Eugene...
No, I'm not talking about Daryl. I'm talking about... What is the lady name? Leah?
Oh, Leah. She's like, I'll be with you, Eugene, and I'll be with you, Daryl. Yes. I mean...
It'd be perfect time for her to have two husbands or something.
I was going to say Negan was doing it, but Negan was on a totally... That was not, like, consensual.
Yeah, they were scared.
Yeah, they were scared. All right, she goes, also, what kind of a garbage person just leaves dog? Yes, right? That's exactly. She left the dog. We know what kind of garbage person just leaves their dog, tries to go to Cancun, takes their family out when it's a snowstorm. We know what kind of garbage people do that.
Cold-blooded.
She says, I get mad at Daryl. I get being mad at Daryl, but why leave dog? How could she leave dog when he had that connection to the family she lost? Wait, did she leave dog so that Daryl wouldn't be alone? Well, if so, that's really sweet. He's still a Connie man though now. we could try to like, put the puzzle pieces together to try to make her sound less bad. But in the end, she left that dog alone and scared.
Yeah, I don't think she left him there for that reason.
I don't.
So Daryl wouldn't be alone. She left him there so Daryl be reminded of her. It's a reminder of me right here.
But you know what? It makes it even more weird that we never heard Daryl talk about it. Because if that dog is dog, I don't know. There was no implication that this dog was like an ex-girlfriend's dog. Yeah,
I mean, we know they just put the story in here.
Yeah, they just added it in here. And then what if Daryl didn't come back? So the dog would just been stuck in that house? Well, I'm pretty sure he would be able to let himself out, but he'd be alone. Because if you knew the dog, okay, either you left the dog because you're like, F it, or you left the dog because you knew Daryl was coming back. And if you knew Daryl was coming back, why were you tripping? He said he was going to be gone for a couple days. Chill. Or, as we said, go with him. All right, she goes, this was really interesting. Look at the evolution of relationships in this episode. I'm truly enjoying these small character study aspects of these capsules. All right. She goes, she can't wait to hear what everyone else has to say. Have a great week. All right. Thank you, Chantel. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Chantel.
Good stuff there. All right. Next for Most Likely to Die, and I Ain't Fearing Shit. And just to remember our email, if you guys would like to be part of the podcast, dead@theverdictsend.com. on Twitter at The Verdict's In or Facebook.com/Verdict's In, and we'll be sure to discuss it on the podcast. All right, Gary. I'm fearing shit. I mean, there was only like 3 people literally in the episode.
Oh, this is an easy one, baby. Mm-hmm. It got to be Carol.
How?
To get on Daryl's bike, knowing Daryl's out fucking with you.
Right.
Carol wasn't fearing shit.
I'm going to give it to Dog because he ain't fearing shit. He came, he found Daryl on his own. He survived until Daryl got back. I know this is a Walking Dead series first, but I'm giving it to Dog. I ain't fearing shit.
Okay.
All right, most likely to die. Who you got? They gotta show us the kingdom next week. Did you see a trailer? I don't know if I saw a trailer or not, but at this point, we gotta see what's going on with him.
I did see a trailer.
No, I think I did. I saw Aaron actually. Now think about it.
Right, but I think it's another flashback episode. I think. I'm not sure, but you know, Walking Dead has some great trailers.
They do.
You saw Aaron scream like, "No, take me instead." You know, you see all the exciting, all the meat of it. I don't know. This is a tough one.
You know, when you say Aaron, when it showed that, I do remember now. I don't remember exactly what happened in the trailer. I just remember Aaron's face for sure. And that's how I feel like how long it's been, because when I saw him, I was like, oh, they're bringing him on the show? And then I'm like, duh, Nicole, it's the same show. Like, but there's so many characters and we haven't seen him in so long. I was thinking that it was that Aaron was like on a different Walking Dead series. Like, oh, is he from Fear? Like, my mind couldn't even really place where I knew him from. But that's all.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't see them killing off anybody no time soon. I mean, they go through these little phases, these stages where everybody lives. They just want to tell the backstories, or I think it's going to be slow for a while.
Well, I don't know. With Carol saying, I think our luck has run out. Like, why are you putting that bad juju in the air? You know, we made it this far, da-da-da-da. I don't know. It just be so, in a way, I don't know. They can't kill Aaron. Let's just say that, because we did see him, and I don't want him to die.
Well, it could be his last episode. So let me go with Aaron.
I just said they can't kill Aaron. Well, you know who I'm going to stick with, as I always do, every single week.
You cannot stick with the same person every week.
All right.
The king must live. The king must live, baby.
The king, long live the king. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't think of anybody that I'm okay with dying. Possibly Pastor Gabriel. I don't want anyone to die. Anyone from our group. I'm just thinking about everyone from our group, and I like everybody, I think. There's no one, I mean,
that's why somebody has to die.
Carol's getting on my nerves, but they're not getting rid of her, so.
It has to be Aaron.
It can't be. He has a little kid.
Well, like, oh my God, with a kid on the show before.
I know, but that'd be so sad. That'd be so sad. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Pastor Gabriel, possibly, as most likely to die. There we go.
Okay.
All right. He had a great transformation. Good for you.
That doesn't make any sense.
Does anything?
I think Pastor Gabriel is gonna be around for a while.
All right. Or who knows? We might not get any more deaths. It's at the end. Season's almost over. Show's almost over. Series as a whole. So we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Everybody who's here with us right now better not make it to the end. I know that sounds sick, but they have to put me back in.
That's why I said Pastor
Gabriel. They have
Gabriel.
to rip me in. Well, that's not big enough.
Who else is bigger? He's in the big cast. He's part of the main group. The king.
That's not big enough.
Are you talking about like Maggie or Daryl?
Yeah. Well, we know Daryl's not going to die.
Yeah.
So let's say
anybody else, it would just be too sad. It'd be really too sad. You know, what to call it? He has all those kids. Ezekiel's right-hand man, Jerry, he has all those kids.
Oh, that would be a sad one.
That would just be too sad. Michonne to die right before she can meet up with Rick. It'd just be too sad. So I'm not saying these other people's lives aren't valued, but I don't know. I'd be okay if Pastor Gabriel died. I would sort of be okay if the king died. It wouldn't be as sad for some reason. And I know I'm naming like black characters. I I gotta get a list of all of them. So I don't know, but I can't. Maggie, she has that little kid. We can't have that happen. Carol, but I know that's not gonna happen. I would be okay with Carol, but that's not gonna happen. So I gotta look at the list of all the other names that's on there. See who's left. Rosita, she has a baby. Come on now. So yeah, there's no one else left to die that's big. Those are all the big names.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Aaron.
All right.
I think if it's gonna be a Aaron episode, Aaron might be the one. But if they go back to Eugene, the king, and what is our new friend name?
Princess.
I
like her.
They better not kill Princess.
No, they can't kill Princess.
They better not.
Eugene, I'd be fine with him killing Eugene, but those are the type of people that always make it somehow. The people that don't deserve, that didn't do shit, that like hid behind other people, didn't help in the group project.
He's smart.
Actually, he betrayed our group and has the nerves to show his face. So he would be the most easy person name to say, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and lock Aaron in. And you said,
I'm gonna say Pastor Gabriel. I know this is gonna hurt Rosita a lot. She already lost, her baby daddy, but she'll find someone. So Pastor Gabriel. It's not that I want it to happen. If we're just throwing a big name out there, and you said don't say Ezekiel again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it.
There we go. All right, you guys. We'll be back next week. Can't wait to talk about it. Can't wait to hear from y'all. Have a good one. I'm Nicole.
I'm Gary.
Bye.